Good evening, and welcome to the Way of the Unicorn / Ask the Unicorn. I'm Ahura Z, for those of you that do not know me, and this is Kazi. Kazi, say hello.
Hello, tonight is episode 41 and it is July 9th.
Today is July 9th. Isn't that wonderful? I hope you all had a great Independence Day celebration. Actually, we call it Happy Birthday to America, but you all call it Independence Day or the 4th of July. And if you're like us, you like fireworks, and we did that on the day after because it was raining, thanks to those people that bring us those marvelous chemtrails. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, though, and I hope you've all had a wonderful week thus far. Well, tonight I'm hoping to have a lot of questions. I will answer any question that has to do with the metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal, and mystical. However, again, I will say this because it needs to be said. I will answer any type of question except for whether or not someone is going to die or whether or not someone is cheating on someone else. Beyond those two questions, I will answer anything. If you need help in any direction to understand those qualities of the spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, and the mystical, I'm your guy. Alright, so I don't have any movies to report to you that we have gone to see. However, I'm involved in two actually. One of them is called Frostbite, and this movie is produced and directed by Alan Dillingham and also by Seth Roberts. We know him as Paco Roberts. However, I understand that people don't know how to say the word Paco, so we will just call him Seth. And he's a great director. Alan's a great producer. They make a wonderful team. This particular film that is called Frostbite is going to prove to be very, very entertaining. And I get one of the roles in it. And we have a great time filming it. And I think that the crew and the cast is very, very dedicated to bringing you something special. So please, if you can check us out on Google, or I think they also have a Indiegogo thing going on. If you can check them out, please do something to back us up. Independent filmmakers have a arduous task. We have the task of bringing you fine entertainment without all of that wonderful thing that we call money. I was reading an article today or a thing that showed that this one guy got $38,000, raised $38,000 through Kickstarter to make a potato salad.
You know he's going to use that for something else.
And meanwhile, all of us independent filmmakers never get the money that we need because we're not looked at as important for some reason, even though most of the Hollywood films, if they're going to do anything that is with any worth that is not Gone with the Wind, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, or something else for the 1,000th time, usually take their ideas from us. So if you can contribute to us filmmakers, us independent filmmakers who are truly independent, we would so appreciate it, which means that we can bring you fine entertainment that is not repetitive. Just to let you know. Now, the other film that I'm involved in is called Valkyr, and it is about the Valkyrie. I have the pleasure of directing that and starring in it, along with a magnificent cast of very, very strong and powerful women, and very honorable and valorous guys. Is valorous a word?
Valorous?
Valor-filled guys, how about that? And this is part of Unicovia Pictures, which is the film company that I run. And we are doing our best to also bring you something very, very wonderful and very, very special. So if you can go to www.valkyrthemovie, is that right? .com, then you can make a donation to us as well. At this particular moment, I have done all I can with what little money that I have. So we really would appreciate your help. I don't need millions of dollars, just thousands.
Valkyr movie. Valkyr movie. I'm practicing to be the Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. That's valkyrmovie.com, F like in Frank, ALCYYR, movie.com. You can also find us on Facebook.
Yes, you can. We put plenty of pictures up We have a wonderful cast, and we have some really wonderful experience. You know, we did a night shoot this week, and we're going to do 2 other night shoots, and we're going to we're hoping to get some very strong, wonderful, and powerful women so that we can perform the Gaia chant, which is done by the High Priestess and the priests and priestesses of Artemis, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. So I put out the casting call early today, and I'll do it right here so that you all know if you're local and you want to be one of those priestesses. This is choreographed, which means you'll probably have to dedicate 2 or 3 sessions to have it happen. And it doesn't pay anything except for experience and credits, and you get the joy of knowing that you were in Falcare. Plus, we'll give you some tickets for your family. And we will provide food. Tattoos are wonderful. In fact, you might even say that they are kind of required because we need to show the absolute power and wildness and magnificence of the Divine Feminine. So we also like long hair, but if you have short hair, that's fine. But long, nice wild hair, big bushy hair, go for it, okay? We deal with, and I'm looking for 12 to 20 women, so not everybody can be in it. However, if about 30 show up, I'm sure I can find something. Just like that. You know, so there'll probably be several scenes that are kind of like that. But just to let you all know, that's the casting call I'm putting out. If you want to know the details, then you'll get in touch with us at www.asktheunicorn.com or www.unicorn-cove.com, or you can call us at area code 207-347-5686. And listen, please leave a message if you don't get anyone, you know, so that we can know who you are and call you back. Okay? You know, and why not? It's a wonderful experience. For those of you that want to break into the film industry, and you don't want to have to put up with, well, it depends on who you know, all of that crap, or the casting couch, or any of those other things that limit certain people from being in movies. This will be a great opportunity for you. You know, I'm a good director. I will show you how to do things. It doesn't matter if you've had acting experience before. I am a good director. And it will be your opportunity to do something magnificent, so you can actually have that as part of your portfolio. Now, all of that being said, we will get off the advertising the movie campaign and move on to what the show is about, which is to teach you about the metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal, and mystical. All right, so we have some questions. Yes?
We do. Let me see, who is this from? First question is from Murphy.
Hi, Murphy.
And they say, hello, Ahura. Do you have any advice of how I can communicate with my spiritual guardians? I can feel their presence, love, and protection. I would like to deepen that connection in order to stay strong and centered, because I'm often overwhelmed and affected by other people's energies and don't know how to stay detached from that. It causes me distress in different ways.
Well, one of the things that you can do first off is understand that you're always in contact with them, and then to speak with them. Okay? Actually speak with them. And you know, one of the best things that you can do, because when you say, okay, talk to your spiritual guide, people go, well, how am I going to do that if I don't know what they look like? Am I talking to a cloud, maybe the unicorn statue or something like that, or a picture? You know, the best thing that you can do is image yourself. See yourself talking to yourself. And have a discussion. And when you've done that, you learn to build that kind of rapport. One of the things that you also want to do is make sure that you're listening to what it is that they are saying back. I mean, really listening, not just talking over them or making a lot of noise or saying, well, you know, I really don't agree with that. Because if you're asking your spirit, or you're addressing your higher self, your spirit, whatever, to your spirit guides for help, then you need to be able to accept the help that's being offered. That's one of the ways that you can do that. Write a letter. And then think about, see and envision that letter being picked up and answered by your spirit guide. See, it's all about building a relationship. And then understand that your spirit guide is going to manifest itself through experiences or through people or through events or even through objects, sometimes animals. Just be open to every single avenue. And that's what communication is. You never want to depend on just one form of communication. You have to take into consideration that the whole world is in a state of oneness and unity, and it's usually us humans that decide, no, we're not going to be in unity with everyone else because I have a choice not to. So the best thing that you can do is to see yourself as part of that union, and understand that it's called union. Okay, it's called oneness. It's called a relationship, not a dictatorship. You don't listen to your higher self and then say, no, I don't like that idea. Get out of my face. You have to actually listen to what it is being said to you. Now, don't get all airy-fairy about it, though, okay? Because you'll hear all kinds of statements from people, and this probably goes with what it is if you pick up other people's feelings and don't know the difference between yours and theirs. Well, it's usually because of so many slogans that get put out in all kinds of media and even in the air. Like one of the cheesiest and most unrealistic statements that has probably been promoted is, just let go and let God. But let God what? Nope, nobody. What do you mean by let go? That can have 1,000 different meanings. And let God what? Most people scarcely even understand the concept of God, understand the fact that God or goddess can be anything at any time, anywhere, and with anyone, for as long as God wants to be that. But even then you have to say, well, how am I going to listen to the God that I can't see if I can't listen to the God that is within people, or even in the experiences that I'm having? So you don't want to turn to the airy-fairy. People do that all the time. I call it feather touches the stone syndrome. Where you get someone that makes up a bunch of poetic prose that really doesn't make any sense at all. You will understand when the crystal shines high within the moonlit night of sunflower-lit clouds. It's like, you don't want to go that way. The thing that you want to do is make sure that you understand this. Spirituality is reality. And if spirituality is reality, that means that it is in tune with all things at any given moment. So the best way for me to answer your question is to see that you already are in a state of union. Perhaps you just weren't listening. And this time have a talk with your spiritual self or your spiritual guide, and then listen. Be willing to at least try what's being suggested to you. Consider that maybe the path that you are on is not correct, or maybe it is correct. Take everything into consideration. Accept the fact that all things happen. Here's one of the hardest things for people to accept. The impossible happens daily. It just does. The improbable does take a little longer. The implausible may take a little bit longer, but so what? It's all a matter of acceptance. I learned this very early in my education. My teacher used to say that, and at first it totally confused me. But after a while I got it. The impossible does happen daily. Look at us. We are these magnificent beings that walk around, jump, play, run, walk, whatever, but there are no strings holding us up. We're not Pinocchios. We can all look at the same object and see the same thing from different perspectives. Now, there are those that might say that that's impossible. We can even share a common psychic experience. And of course, there are those that never really see anything, that usually sit up and go, oh, that's impossible. Well, you got to show me physical proof. Those are people that just forgot to take the lemon out of their mouth. But think about it just for a second. Think of all of the magnificent things that have been created because of someone had an idea, or someone saw something, or someone felt something. And then understand that you too can do exactly that thing, which basically means that we are all sharing something. It's up to each of us to find out what it is that we are sharing. then you'll understand union. We have been in a state of union with this earth and the solar system and galaxy and universe for quite some time. It's just we have a very hard time getting it. And there are other beings that are in this universe that know that. And especially those that have come to this planet, they know that. They know that we're kind of stupid. But hey, there comes a point in time where we got to stop being stupid. So have a talk with yourself. With yourself. And then listen. Hope that helps you.
Along those lines, Arlisha Valentine also asks, how should we respond to spirits when they call our name? My guides have been calling my name a lot lately, but I don't hear anything else.
Well, maybe if you responded to them when they called your name, then they would give you more. You know, you learned a lot of things growing up the way that I did. You learn to listen to a lot of different people, and then you learn to listen to the ring of truth and the clutter of dishonesty and lies. Someone explained to me a long time ago how the positive end of the universe and the negative end of the universe work. And I can kind of simplify it for you because I like talking like a farmer. You know, there are two different sides of energy, right? One side of energy just floods you with every single thing. And you know, you find it very difficult to decide on what it is that you truly need. You know, like you're hungry, okay, so someone just floods you with food and you just pick up and gobble everything because it's thrown there. Now that would be the negative side. There are those of you that think that's positive, but let me show you something first. The positive end of the universe will ask you, are you hungry? And then you have to be a willing participant to say yay or nay. So you say yes. So the universe asks you, well, have a seat. And if you cooperate, then it says, what would you like to eat? And if you're responsive enough, then you will say what you would like to eat. And then guess what? This magnificent thing, it can be brought to you. But remember, every single thing is a step. You have to be a willing participant. You can't just sit back and wait for everyone to give you the answers to every single thing. You have to pursue. Even faith works this way. There are a lot of you that have a lot of faith, and that's a good thing. But understand this, you've got to do something with your faith. You can't just have a bunch of faith and say, I'm building my faith, I'm building my faith, I'm building my faith, I'm building my faith. Because I would walk up to you and say, well, what are you building it for? What exactly are you building all that faith for? And you've got this mountain of faith, but what is it doing for you? Do you have plans for it to do something for you? If so, it's kind of time to stop doing your plans and do something to bring to you what it is that you're manifesting all that faith for. You know, so let's say that your guides call your name and you know that they're your guides. Have you ever just thought of saying yes? Sometimes it's really that simple. Yes, I hear you. Is there something you'd like to tell me? Because you ask all the time. Please, give me an answer. Show me. Show me that you are there. Then they call you.
Kazi, ah! Who said that?
Your guide said that. You know, so be willing to participate. Remember, everything is a relationship. You've got to understand that. It's all a relationship. So if you ask for something and then something is given to you, and I get it. I get it. Okay, you know, when something is given to you that you've asked for a long time, this is a human tendency. You know what that human tendency is? To sit there like, God, I want this glass of water. I really want this glass of water. You know, I really need this glass of water. And then the water is right there and you go, I have a glass of water.
What do I do with it? And now what?
I have a glass of water, so you know what you do is you go. Like out the toilet.
By crates.
So, and then what you do is you put the glass of water down again, and you say, "Well, I drank from it. Now what?" But you asked for a glass of water. The water got provided. Now do something with it. Okay? You asked for your guides to speak to you. Your guides spoke to you. Answer them. Yes, I'm here. What is it? And then wait. Be willing to wait. If there's something that pulls you in a certain direction after you've done that, follow the direction for a little bit. See where it's leading you. Okay? Now if it leads you to the edge of a cliff and says, jump, that's not your guide. Okay? Plain and simple. It's not. But if you follow the compellence, you may be led to a magnificent place. It doesn't always have to come in a voice. Sometimes it comes in an action or something that your eye travels towards. Maybe a song. Listen to the song. We don't listen really at all. If you did, there's a lot of music out there that you just would not listen to at all. Okay? I don't care what kind of music it is. Every single genre has missed a gear once in a while, Like if you listen to some of the lyrics to some of the songs, oh boy. Really. So start listening. It's the most amazing thing. We have these two gigantic appendages on the sides of our head, yet we scarcely use them. You need to start using them. And once you do that, you'll respond. Remember, don't just react, respond. Someone calls you, Kazi.
Hello?
Yeah, yes. I heard my name called. I'm here. What is it? I hear my name called and I respond. Yes. That's a chance you take. You can't say, well, I don't want to answer anything bad, because you don't know.
Alicia says she does. She says, yes, I do respond to them. I think they wait until I fall asleep to talk to me in my dream.
Perhaps.
It happens a lot.
So the next time, be a little more aggressive. Close your eyes, relax, see what's being shown. That'll be very helpful.
You were going to say something else. Don't talk to me in my dreams.
Shoot,
talk to me
good
now. I'm awake right now. Talk to me now.
You can't do that. You can't demand that. There's a lot of people that will say, I want this kind of sign from the universe. And then guess what? You'll be waiting a really long flipping time, okay? They'll answer you the way that they want to answer you. So next time, a little more aggressive and say, okay, I heard my name called. That means I need to take a moment to meditate and see what happens. That would be helpful for you. If that helps you. All right, what do you got next?
Well, real quick.
I came like a wrecking ball.
Wow, what?
I was just thinking of stupid lyrics.
Well, with that being said, we have some shout-outs.
Okay.
I'm trying not to say it like New England people.
What New England people?
Shout
Just
out.
say it like you say it in the hood. I want to shout out to my peeps.
That's how I want to say it. No.
Okay, what do you got?
Shout outs to some peeps here. We got Felicia, Natalia, Neth, Juliana, Julie
Dujardin.
Vicky, Sugrim, Natalie, Coles. Something happened.
Yeah.
Natalie Coles. They've all said hi so far.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello to you all.
Hello. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Forgive Kazi for butchering your name. There's Juliana.
Sorry. I said her name right.
And there is Vicky Sugrim. There is Julie Desjardins. I hope I said that right. I'm not one to butcher names. There is who else? Oh yeah, Neith.
Felicia
Neith.
Murray. Neith.
Felicia Murray and Neith.
Vicky says, haha, you're so funny, Ahura. Word on the music lyrics.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I've heard some annoying songs, and man, I think one of the most annoying songs that started off as a really great song was I will always love you, and it was like amazing the first time you heard it, and then after that, whoa, dude.
What was the other song that we were like?
What's Neith's last name?
I don't know.
Well, it's right. It was up there. Right?
No, it's just Neith.
Hi, Natalia and Neith.
Yeah.
Hey, Natalia, you still have an appointment with me.
Yes, you said that when you came back from your vacation.
Okay.
And I believe you are back. Mm-hmm.
So, we need to hook up at some point in time, okay? And,
he says, yes, well said. Laughing out loud, you know.
So, all of you have, and there's Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
So, anybody that I have forgotten, I'm sorry, but hello. Glad you all can make it. I really appreciate your support.
All right.
And so does Kazi, and so does Ling.
She's really cute. Okay, we have another question.
What have you got?
Questions.
What have you got?
This is from Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
She says, hello everyone, hi. Okay, I have some questions about evil.
Yes.
Is there a source to evil, a source corresponding to like source energy, and do people get born evil? And are people born evil?
That's really interesting. Sometimes they are, unfortunately, and sometimes they are born good, but most times, no. It's usually based upon their existence here, what type of energy was introduced to them first. Remember, there's this wonderful commodity that is called free will, and you use that free will to choose your alignment. Be you of good or be you of evil, and there are people that actually choose the path of evil. It's just that way. It just seems sad to us, but it's just the way that it is. And you can't really judge them for choosing the way that they want to choose. Yeah, you can combat them, and you can decide to turn away from them, but you can't really judge them. That's not your place. That's reserved for someone else. But the main thing is this: no one starts off as evil. Well, there are some that have, but no one on the whole does. No one starts off as good. You start off simply as you. You know, you get a lot of people say, well, I was born this way. That is a lie. Okay? If you were born with one leg, then you are justified to say that. If you were born with a skin condition, then you can say that. If you were born a certain color, you could say that. If you were born a certain sex, you could say that. But anything beyond that, no. You learn experiences. You make choices. We all do. So, one thing is a condition, the other is a choice. And that's just the way that it is. No one has the right to judge a person's choice, ever. You can say, you can make an observation, or you can even use discernment to say whether or not you want to associate with that person. But you don't have the right to judge them. You don't. Come here.
She's hot.
She's goofy.
Yeah.
You don't have the right to judge someone's choice, even if they are evil. Judgment is evil. Just to let you know. My teacher used to say this. She would say, you judge, you lose. And it's very, very true, because you lose out on the experience that you could have dealing with that person or walking away from that person, and you will enhance yourself by making your own choice. You also get to see what you don't want to be. Remember, experiences work two ways. You learn, or you learn what not to do. So Remember that. And I hope that helps you out.
And Trisha says, don't forget me. I want to say hey.
Hi, Trisha.
Hi.
How are you? I wouldn't forget you. Nope. No way. I try not to forget anybody. Now, that being said, I recognize people by their energy and their vibration, just to let you know what they look like, their voice, their energy, vibration, all that good stuff. Most times people's names don't really suit them, so if you ever see me someplace and and I can't remember your name, don't be offended. I can remember you and all about you. Now, I may remember you under a different name, so I may call you something different. It happens. And she'll tell you I'm always like that.
Yeah.
So.
You forget people's names.
I don't forget people's names, they just don't register. And sometimes they do, but most times not. Like if I have someone who's named after their grandfather and their father and their brother, and I look at that person and they are not a Jason, which seems to be 1 out of 3 boys in this particular region, then I look at them and don't remember their name, because it just doesn't register with me. So, which brings about an interesting, do people know that there are other alphabets and other letters in the alphabet?
Well,
besides J?
Funny that you say that, because the next question is from James McPherson.
No offense, dude. Seriously, I'm just saying.
I'm trying to keep back on track here. James McPherson says, hi Z, I am interested in the concept of past lives, whether or not they are real and whether I myself have had any. I was hoping you could shed some light on the subject. Thanks.
Well, past lives do exist. They are real. You've probably had other past lives too. Now, if you're looking to have those mapped out for you, that's a different thing entirely. That would actually have to be a session. And I do sessions, past life regressions, and also registerings of past lives. And that would cost you. Now, I can tell you this for a fact, though. You've been here a few times. Okay? We all have. Most of us. There are some people who are new. There are those that were here and then went someplace else and then came back. But don't be fooled for 1 second into believing that past lives do not exist and that reincarnation is not real, because it most definitely is. Sometimes you can meet your family after you've left them and then return. You can meet them. Other times you may have shifted from another dimensional reality and are existing in this particular life. Other times, perhaps the person that you were born could not handle everything that was about to happen to them, so there's a shift. Another more evolved being from another time enters. That's what we call a walk-in. And that being can be almost anybody, as long as they are you. As far as being interested in whether or not you have past lives, I think you do know that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be interested in it. However, if you care to learn, I teach classes. And if you want to have a session, I do that as well. You can reach me at www.unicorn-cove.com or give a call to area code 207-347-5686. And remember to leave a message. But most assuredly, you've been here before. Perhaps not here, but you've been on this earth before. But you all know there are like 9 other planets in our solar system. Actually, 10. There were 11. But 10 in our solar system. One just takes a really wide trajectory. Just to let you know. And all of those planets, just because you can't see people there, does not mean they don't exist. Okay. Hope that helps you out. Sorry I had to jump a little cryptic with you, but...
Does that all the time.
as you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
And it's not okay. Okay. This next question is from Neith Casanueva.
Hi, Neith.
Neith. I'm sorry. I can't figure out which way to say it. So, greetings to you both. Oh, hello. My question this evening will be, how do I ward off the headaches I get from people's situations, their stress or anxiety that I take on in headache form? And that was in caps.
Yeah, one of the things that you need to do is separate yourself from that. I think I've seen a picture of you, and you do kind of involve your energy in a lot of things because you only want to do positive things, so you project positivity. The problem is you're projecting positivity to people that don't want to be positive. So what happens is it causes a backlash, and that backlash is what gives you the headache. You need to just extract yourself from those situations, okay? If you do that, you'll feel a lot better. You also won't blame yourself when people don't get it, because you do that a lot. You know, you just kind of take it on yourself, like, you know, maybe I didn't say the right thing, or maybe you did say the right thing and that person is just not getting it. You know, that there are people who are like that. I know that your energy is very dense. It's also very, very warm. And, you know, you have to put yourself in a position where you're going to maintain the peace without getting too involved in things, because you'll lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you start having those headaches. And you know what that means? That means that your energy is being drained. Okay? That means your fight or flight mechanism is saying, okay, hey, we've had enough. So just back out gracefully, turn around, walk away, whether you want to walk away or not, and then just wish that person well from afar. You know, just look at the person and say, that's fine, and then your head just say, you can have a long walk, and you can have a Coke and a smile, and leave me alone. That is other ways to say that, but you're kind of a kind person, so I'm going to give you that particular way. Okay, but that's how you do that. Your energy is being drained. You need to stop it. Just back out of the situation. Detach yourself. Okay, they may not be so satisfied with you detaching yourself, but it will help you in self-preservation, okay? Seriously. I hope that helps you, Neith. If you need any other help, let me know.
Alright, next question is from Natalie Sky Poles. She
Hi.
says, good evening. What do you believe is the connection with the skies and weather patterns and galactic travelers? Thanks.
There's a huge connection there, but the connection may not altogether be positive. Sometimes it's a negative thing. There are definitely other beings that have come here and are coming here, but there are beings here that are in league, you might say, with some of the good guys, and there are people who are in league with some of the bad guys. Now, if you're looking at the weather patterns are majorly being caused because of most of the chemtrails that are going on. You know, they are seeding the clouds. They're doing some geo-changing, you know, trying to change the climate and actually harness the weather. That's really dangerous. That is, like, really bad, because the stuff that they're spraying in the atmosphere is poisonous, and it's hurting people. It's hurting people every single day. It's causing respiratory problems, allergies. It's causing sickness, kidney problems, all kinds of things. And you know, it's amazing that it is allowed. You don't dump things in the sky and think that people are going to remain healthy. Also, look at the strange weather patterns that we've been having. Okay? We've been having tornadoes in places that should not have them. We're, you know, places that are just being drenched overnight just because. We're also having people that are exhibiting really strange neural patterns. Just people who are going bug nuts overnight that were normally very calm, very, very, you know, easygoing people. And, you know, that has to do with geoengineering. No matter what anyone says to you, I don't care. There are people that say, oh, that's just a conspiracy. Say what you want to. But the fact is, they are putting things in the sky, and every time they do it, the next day it rains. or maybe over the next 3 days it rains. And then when they do it when it's raining, it causes severe weather patterns. These are severe weather patterns that should not be happening. And I think that they're trying to hide something. I think that they're hiding visitors. You know, most of us don't have a telescope that can pierce the clouds and see what's actually up there. But consider this once in a while. What you hear that you think is thunder, that sounds really strange for thunder, maybe it's a vehicle. I know that one time we were here and this thing rushed past us and went, and that had nothing to do with thunder at all.
The lights went.
And then the lights all went out.
With the sound.
Yeah. You know, that was something that passed over quickly. You know, so I think that there's a lot that has to do with that, you know. And I also think that there are intergalactic beings that are actually helping us at the same time as those that are trying to hinder us. And for those of you that don't believe that we have been visited and cohabited by people, extraterrestrial beings, seriously, you're kidding yourself. Believe you me. People from other planets have been here for quite some time. And they have mixed and mingled with us. Some of us are just half-breeds. Okay? Some of us are full not terrestrial. Or not Terrans. I hate using the word alien. That's just an insult. But we put up stupid little squabbles about the color of each other's skin. This is ridiculous. It's about time to quit that. This is the 21st century, yet we still have racism and sexism. What do you say to that? Are we that special kind of stupid? We need to get over that. So maybe these intergalactic beings will help us out. They're definitely a heck of a lot smarter than us. I can't say that the bad guys that are up there hiding behind clouds are braver than we are. But all the same, it is what it is. But there's a definite connection. I've been saying that for years. Finally, people are starting to listen. Not just to me. There have been other people out there that have been screaming it from the mountaintop. You know, people, wake up. It's not just vapor trails. You know, so that's what I think about it. I think a lot more, but I am attempting not to rant.
All right, well,
on this show.
Let's move on. Alicia Valentine asks, do you agree with dreaming of babies as a sign of new beginnings?
No, not necessarily, not all the time. Sometimes they are a sign of healing, if you're having a dream. Sometimes they are a sign of pregnancy. And other times they're a sign of fertility and abundance. You know, people have attached, this is what I was telling someone earlier, not to get into the airy-fairy part of things. People have attached babies to all of these, you know, oh, it means that there's a blessing. No, there are a lot of people that don't consider having a baby a blessing. And you have to respect them as well as the people who think of having a baby as a blessing. You know, so you look at it this way. You want to think about everything that could mean. There is a possibility that it could mean that that's a new beginning. That's fine. But it could mean also that there's something that is a new project, or that there's something that has come to its fruition and can be introduced. You know, you really have to think of the other things. And even then, what was the state of the baby? Was it crying? Was it laughing? Was it just at peace? Was it afraid? Was it angry? You have to take all of these things into consideration before you just say, well, that means new beginning, because that can also mean trouble. That can also mean abundance. It can mean joy. It can mean peace. It can mean happiness. It can mean all of these wonderful things. You know, so really think about what it is that means. See if you can remember the state of the baby. If you can remember the state of the baby, then that can give you more of a definition. Okay, it's more of a significator. Okay, so you can if it was just being silent there, it means that it's waiting. You're waiting for something to happen. Okay, but just think about it for a while. Okay, if if there was a child there, depending upon the state of the child, it could mean that you're in a holding pattern. Or it could mean that you're just, bless you. At least it wasn't one of your rapid fire sneezes.
Yeah. Trying to keep it contained.
Yes. It could mean that there is a new spirit that has been introduced to you. Or maybe there is an old spirit that decided to visit you. So, there's my take on it. Hope that helps you. Okay, for those of you that do have other questions that
I have a whole bunch of other questions.
Okay, hold on. If you'd like to, call in also, you can do that at area code 207-347-5686. Okay, we'd be more than happy to speak with you as well. Okay, so what else? What have you got there?
Felicia Murray says, a fool can have words of wisdom, but even the wisest man can speak words of foolishness.
This is true. What's your question?
That was just a comment. And Julie says that right there could be a whole solution workshop. I don't know.
Yeah, it could actually.
Talking to, but I figured you would know. Natalie Sky Cole says thanks. And alright, let's see. Julie asks a question about a dream she had. She says, I dreamt about bears, lots of bears trying to get in a rickety house that I was trying to keep them out of. My mother and my daughters were in this house. I understand Grandmother Bear is dream time, but what is the message in this dream to me?
There were bears trying to break into the house?
That's what she says. I dreamt about bears, lots of bears trying to get in a rickety house that I was trying to keep them out of. My mother and my daughters were in this house.
I see. It sounds to me that you're being a little overprotective. And what we need to do is get ourselves in shape. The house represents your body. Okay? It means that whatever you've got going on with your body right now, it needs to get in shape. The bears trying to get in is strength. That's what the bears represent. So you've got to find a way to allow the strength to get in to your body. Okay? That's really what that is. If the house is really, really, really rickety and you're protecting people, you're putting too much energy into them and not enough energy into yourself. But the energy is trying to get to you on the inside. So do something. I don't know if you're exercising or taking care of your body in a certain way, but you need something. There's something that you're not doing. You're focusing too much outside of yourself, and that's why the house is rickety. Okay? So, if you're not in an exercise program, put yourself on. Strength training would help. What have we got next?
I have a question from Terry Pelkey.
Hello.
They say, spirits have lived in my house since I can remember. I am not the only one in my house who has seen the apparitions, though I am the only one who has had a dream of both of them involving their identities and their names. Okay. Is there a proper way for me to communicate with them, with the spirits, and or put them to rest?
Well, you can always talk to them. You've seen them, and they obviously have seen you. But first, you have to determine whether or not they are spirits or ghosts. A ghost is just a remnant, okay? A remnant of something that once was. A spirit you can actually interact with. And even then, if you have no experience dealing with that thing, that spirit, or any spirit, take it really, really slow, okay? And just, perhaps say a few things. Don't do something like call them out, okay? Just see if there's any activity that's surrounding them. And if you'd like, you can also call in a paranormal investigation team. Make sure that they know what the heck they're doing, okay? And don't let them do any things like offend the spirits, because obviously you're not at odds with them. So don't let them do things like come on out and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. Just take it very, very easy. Once you've established whether or not that they're a spirit, then just make an agreement with them. Talk to them. You know, and if you don't know how to put them to rest, you need training. That's not something that you can learn in about 30 seconds. It's also not something that you can learn in 3 sessions of going someplace. That's something that you're going to have to take your time and learn. Okay? And even by your learning that, since they will know that you're learning to do that, will have a different respect for you. And then they'll be more willing to communicate with you as well. Okay? Remember what I was talking about earlier. Everything is a relationship. So see if you can enhance your relationship with them, but do it slowly and do it safely. Okay? You know, children have those children that haven't been taught to be afraid, have a really cool idea. They do the neatest things, and I actually learned this from Shiri, who is the little spirit child that is with me most of the time. She has such a awesome perspective on things. She would do things. You know how children would leave milk and cookies out for Santa? Well, she taught me how to leave out certain things for the fairies. Okay? And she would also do that for other spirits. You know, so what you might do is, if you're going to establish something, perhaps you can leave something like fruit. Now, are they going to take a bite out of the apple? Probably, most likely not. You know, but what they will do is they will receive the energy from that. Okay? You make a small offering, if you will. Think, I'm just being kind. And you know, the most awesome thing can happen? If you have that in your mind, what is it that I can leave for you as a treat? You know, there are instances where they will tell you what they really like, and then if you leave that there, you will be able to see the energy of it and them taking the energy of it. It's actually a really cool thing to watch. You know, so think like a child. Think how a child would do it. And you know, deep inside of each of us, we all have that. We all see that. We all know that. It's just we got taught to be adults, you know. So we walk around with our behinds all tight. And, you know, oh no, I can't believe in that. You know, just chill out. Be okay with being your child's self. Remember, this is a very true statement. In order for you to enter into the kingdom of heaven and even into the spiritual realm, you have to be as a child would be. Which means taking everything into consideration. So do that. That's one of the ways that you can do it. That's called being thoughtful. Okay? If you can do that, awesome. Hope that helps you.
We have a few comments. Let's see. Felicia Murray says, bless you. And,
Bless you too.
And Natalie says, thanks, we said that already. And we have a question. Oh, Julie says, nailed it, Z solution workshop regarding the headache question.
Thank you.
Cool. Elise says, she has a question. How concerned should we be about the reptilians taking over Earth through geoengineering?
Very. Very concerned. Because that's exactly what's happening. But in order for us to exist, for them to exist here, some of us have to disappear. This is the way that it is. I'm sorry to have to say it this way, but it's just the truth. You should be very concerned. You should do something about it. You should make your voice heard. You should stand up where other people are just willing to be blind and fall asleep and say, no, I'm not going to let this happen. You should be very concerned. They can't breathe the same stuff that we do, so they need to change it. Has anyone noticed that your fruit trees aren't fruiting correctly?
Yes.
Has anyone noticed that? It's because the trees are being forced into a state where they can't photosynthesize. Once you get it, the trees are one of our best lines of defense. This stuff is real. This isn't make-believe. This isn't a conspiracy. This isn't some crazy person wearing an aluminum hat. This is the truth. So yeah, you should be very concerned. Not only be concerned, do something. Do something. Especially you, Rebecca. If you're listening. Yes, I'm going to keep nudging you.
Right, well, that is
It's all in love, though.
That's it for questions.
Okay. I thought you said we had a lot of questions.
We went through a lot of questions.
Really?
They just kept coming in. Yep.
Wow.
It seems to slow down.
Okay. Well, listen, if you have any other questions, please feel free at any moment in time to ask them. I like your questions. Your questions are very good. It enables me to be able to teach you something. Now, as a teacher, I have a habit, like most teachers do, and that is correcting thought that I see that is just mildly incorrect. Doesn't mean that you're all the way wrong. It just means you need a little bit of adjustment. But where there are questions, I will give answers, and I will teach where I can. Just understand this. Not every answer that I get is going to be sweet. It just, sometimes they're a little difficult to deal with. You know, you may have to, if you're really seeking the solutions, I may cause you to work, because there's one thing for me to give you answers, which I will do, but I will also teach you how to fish, so that the next time you're hungry, you know what to do. Okay? So, I enjoy doing the show. I look forward to it every single week. That's why I kind of clear my schedule so that I can, you know, have the show and enjoy myself doing it. But like I said, if you have questions, please write them down. Sometimes you can call. Other times you'll come up with a question in the middle of the week, and you may want to write it down so you don't forget about it.
We have a last minute question from Vicky. She says, how can we fight the reptilians?
Know who you are. Not only know who you are, but inform people. But when you inform people, don't do it so... Don't lose your cool doing it. Learn as much as you can first. The last thing that you want to do is sound as if you don't know what you're talking about. You have to do some research. You really have to dig deep. If you're hoping to find proof of the reptilians on YouTube, it's not going to happen. Okay? It's just not going to happen. You know, there are a lot of different fads that are going on out there. You know, accusing the president of being a reptilian, or Beyonce of being a demon, or Nicki Minaj being... I like Nicki Minaj. I don't care what you people say. You know, I like her. I accept her when she opens her mouth. Just saying.
So pretty and such a potty mouth.
But you can do a lot. Develop yourself, Vicky. Make getting yourself developed your primary goal. Not just a passing fancy. Make it your primary goal. And then you'll be able to not only combat them, but teach other people about them. Make other people aware. Make yourself aware. I'll give you what answers I can. You know, you can ask me things. I'll be more than happy to answer. I told you the two questions that I won't answer. Beyond that, everything is an answer. And believe you me, there really are reptilians. Seriously. What their nature is, we have yet to find out. There are those who believe that they're evil and want to bite all our heads off. I don't necessarily follow that thought at all. But the air is being poisoned so that they can exist here. So I don't look at them as altogether good either. They have to survive, just like we do. But I want to make sure that we do. And you should too. So, next week we're going to get back into the Way of the Unicorn segment, so I can give you more about Earth, but we have had a lot of questions, and I appreciate the questions. I really love them. I also want to give you guys something or teach you something too. So one of the things that if you can all just do this for me, see if I know that I tell some students to find me 12 white stones, but if you can find me one white stone about 2 inches in diameter, nice and smooth, and have it at class, or excuse me, have it here next week, I'll teach you how to do something. Okay? Now, I'll give you a little more time. Are there any more questions at all?
There is a lag, so we are going to wait. Vicky says, I've made it my primary goal. I'm looking forward to our next stop. We've got a lot of questions.
Awesome. Good.
Waiting for a response.
Well, I would like to thank you all for joining us on the Wavy Unicorn / Ask the Unicorn. I really enjoy you all. Thank you for coming and supporting us. I hope that you tell your friends and tell them that I will answer any question that they have. I'll also teach things about the metaphysical, spiritual, the mystical, and paranormal. For those of you that are paranormal investigators, yes, I do special training for teams. And for those of you that want to break into the field, yes, I do special training. For those of you that are interested in any classes, you can find out what the classes are that I teach. I do not teach for free, for those of you that are wondering. But you can go to www.unicorn-cove.com and find out what the classes are that I offer. And we do Skype classes and classes that are in person if you're local. I do have people that come from out of state, though, that come to see me because they want to be here physically, and that's fine.
And all right, questions can be sent via the form on our Ask the Unicorn website at www.asktheunicorn.com. Neat Casanova says, be blessed, have an awesome night. And
you too.
Felicia Murray says, great show, have a great night, everybody.
Thank you all. So, all of you have a wonderful night. Remember what I always say, try to be good to each other, okay? And make sure that other people are being good to the people that you love. I'll talk to you soon. Night-night.
Night-night.